What is going on, Governor's Chisgule here, and today we're going to help you figure out whether or not the Firefly Haze bundle is worth your precious money in Rise of Kingdoms. Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Today it's going to be a bundle review. A new bundle is here, and there's a lot to talk about. There's value to be had if you are spending in Rise of Kingdoms, but if not, don't despair. This is not something you have to go spend on to do well in the game. If you like Rise of Kingdoms guides that help you get value and smash your enemies, consider smashing that subscribe button for daily Rise of Kingdoms videos. We're a sponsored content creator, and I'm going to tell you straight up, this bundle is literally identical to the same summer bundle that we had last year. Now, I'll put the information up on the top of the screen for the grand total amount of speed ups that are contained in this bundle. We've purchased up to the $100 tier. As always with bundles, there's a $5, $10, $20, and $50 bundle that you can purchase before revealing the $100 bundle. That can be purchased 3 times. Now, this bundle, as I mentioned, was identical to the one we saw last year. And what do I like about this bundle? The speed ups are universal. You can spend them on whatever you want. Training, building, researching, whatever, even healing if you needed to. Also, the resources are pick one. That's great because you may need something you didn't expect. I always use my pick one chests. This is the very last thing that I use when I need resources. And it turns out, good thing I did that because I'm using them all for gold. I never would have expected that's what I would use them on when I was playing the game at the very beginning. The thing that is really special about this bundle and valuable is the jars. The Firefly jars are the best item in here. I'll point them out. Small bottles. These are valuable because they can be converted into universal legendary commander sculptures. We're going to show you exactly how to do that in this video. But this is the reason that this bundle is slightly fewer speed ups in total than some of the other bundles that we've seen. And that is because you're getting universal legendary commander sculptures. That's pretty good. We'll show you the shop where you can trade those in and the sort of value I think you can get for those. All in all, I think it's a fine bundle. It's better than any of the other bundles that are available in the store normally. And we need to talk about a couple things. First of all, how should you spend this currency? Second of all, we'll talk about the monthly limited bundle that just sort of hit. And third of all, we're going to talk about recharge rewards. So let's first talk about the currency that hit over here. Now, you can see that in the $100 bundle, you're going to get 150 of this currency. However, I can also show you that in the $50 bundle, you get 80 small bottles. In the $20 bundle, you get 40. In the $10 bundle, you get 30. And in the $5 bundle, you get 20 of those small bottles. Those cosmetics you get along the way are the avatar frame at $5. And also at $10, you get the name plaque, which I swear I can tap that. There we go. You get the name plaque. Now, I can show you exactly what those look like. I've got those applied to my city. You can see here, they're pretty small and hard to see, quite frankly. There they are. When you're at this zoom level, it just looks like a wreath. But if I just tap into my profile, you can see a little bit better. That looks pretty cool, although I'll be honest, I'll be switching back to my old avatar frame and name plaque later on. And just to show you what I mean by the fact that like this name plaque is a little bit hard to see, I prefer ones that have a good bit more flair on them, such as the name plaque with the cannon or the pyramids is pretty sweet. The pumpkins, this one right here, it's a little easier to see this one. It's a little easier to see this one if I go back to the city view. It stands out more. I like that. I like that. I'm going to stick with my cannons, all right? Talk about sticking to your guns. That's an expression. So what do I think about this currency and how you spend it? You spend it in the Summer Night Memories. It really is a premium currency that's hard to obtain, and you can use it to get a number of things. We need to talk about the city skin, which is probably going to be a very good pickup for most players in Rise of Kingdoms. Also, there are universal legendary commander sculptures to be had. I'm going to get all 30 of these. That will be much more obtainable for me. I don't think I can max it out yet, but once I have purchased the $100 bundle 3 times, I'm going to have more than enough of those to both get the 30 legendary heads and then the permanent city skin. Now, in terms of priority, if you need the city skin, I think it's more important than the universal legendary commander sculptures. If you don't need the city skin, then don't get it at all. There's plenty of other things that you can spend them on. Even the gold stars are better if you don't need the city skin. So let's talk about who needs this city skin, which I've been joking in many of my videos now. This Summer of Passion city theme, it looks like Willy Wonka's palace. I sort of expect there's going to be Oompa Loompas that come parading out of this thing at any moment. And earlier in my live stream today, I'll put a card up in the top if you want to watch this. For a super chat, I started singing the Oompa Loompa song, so maybe check that out if you're interested. Why is this city skin good? First of all, when I'm looking at a city skin, I like to see what troop type it's buffing, and do you overtrain that type of troop or overuse that type of troop, depending on what type of player you are. Most people are using almost exclusively their cavalry. To battle barbarians, they use cavalry in Ark of Osiris and are primarily running cavalry marches, so for most people, yeah, this is a very good skin. It gives you 5% defense at the cost of 5% archer attack. Now, most people are not archer primary players. So for most players, Summer of Passion is a phenomenal city skin. Most people do not overtrain archers in their city. Most people are not bringing predominantly archer marches in the field. And so I would recommend this city skin to anyone who doesn't already have a skin that buffs cavalry, and you could leave this up 100% of the time. I think it's a mighty fine choice. I will probably pick up this skin just so that I have it in my arsenal. I've got better on hand though, and I can show you. I, in KVK Season 3, obtained the Divine Abode. This is a better city skin overall because it's giving you 10% cavalry defense at the cost of 10% infantry defense. Now, I actually care about infantry more than I care about archers. However, usually I'm rallying, and I would much rather have the 10% all-in cavalry stats, and I'm good with that. I'm good with losing the infantry stats because I'm not rallying with them at the same time I'm rallying calves. But in general, I think this is a very solid skin. The other thing that makes this very solid, and I'll put a card up in the top for this video, is that we've sort of proven that the incremental benefit you get from stats diminishes as you get more and more of a stat. This is relevant because in Ark of Osiris, you're going to get a 200% attack boost to all troop types, which means that archer attack is the stat that is the least important to maintain. You probably run the least archers of any of your troop types, and attack suffers the least from the diminishing returns. You've already got 200% extra attack, so losing 5% is really not going to be that big of a deal. Now, defense, on the other hand, is a stat that you don't get a big bonus for in Ark of Osiris, so it's a very solid stat. Health is the best stat because you don't get health from your alliance technology. You do get defense, you do get attack from your alliance technology. Now, the next thing I wanted to talk about just very briefly is that we did get a refresh on the monthly limited bundles. There is a small window in which you can go and purchase these. I think the value on these is fine, but not stupendous, at least for the troop training one. I do feel, however, for the material choice chests and also for the action point oriented monthly limited bundle, that those are some pretty sweet value for most players. And if you are spending, they're a reasonable pickup. Now, I do, of course, want to mention anytime we talk about spending in a mobile game that you really should prioritize saving for retirement and your family and other life priorities over having disposable incomes sort of allocated to something like spending in a mobile game. But if you are spending, I think that those are the more compelling bundles. Now, when you spend is also an interesting question because the Recharge Rewards event is here. Now, many of you have seen this event before, but for folks that have not, the way this works is that when you purchase things, they give you an instant amount of gems, not tokens, but instant amount of gems equal to up to 2,500 gems. You unlock the chest on that day. At the very next day, however many gems worth of stuff you purchased, if you buy up to 2,500 gems worth of gems again, you can unlock the chest on the next day. If you do this on 5 different days over the course of a 7-day window, you can get a lot of goodies, including 30 legendary commander sculptures, lots of gold keys, stars, and so on. So this is a lot of extra value on top of your purchasing if you spread out your spending. Now, when I talk about getting like raw gems and not gem tokens, what I mean is, for example, if you buy something like in the supply depot, this 30-day gem supply is a bundle I strongly advocate for. You get 2,200 instant gems, and every single day you'll get a token for 650 gems. Now, that token that you get every day is not going to count toward those recharge rewards we were just talking about, but the 2,200 instant gems will. So if you bought, for instance, the 30-day gem supply and you went in to the daily special offer and you bought a Treasure of Wisdom at the second tier, this is going to give you another 400 gems. That would give you 2,600 gems total, and you would be able to unlock on that day the recharge rewards. So that's how those work, and the bonuses for this are very, very nice. So if you are spending, you don't have to buy the monthly limited bundle or even the Firefly Haze bundle, but the reason that these are kind of nice is that they don't reset with your daily reset. So you can buy the $5 tier of this on one day and then the $10 tier of this on the next day if you are so inclined. There are a grand total of 6 days for the Firefly Haze bundle. There are a grand total of 6 days left for these recharge rewards, and it is a brand new month, which means if you are buying bundles in the regular Super Value Bundle store, the New World bundle will have reset, and I actually think that most players that are spending should buy at least the $5 tier and the $10 tier of this bundle, because that is the cheapest amount of money you can pay to get passports in Rise of Kingdoms. So I think that's a solid pickup as well to consider spreading over this recharge rewards event. Now, when will we see another recharge rewards event? This is typically every 2 to 3 months that one of these shows up. So this is not so rare that you have to feel like, I've got to get on this now, it'll never return. No, this mechanic is something that comes back into the game very regularly. You'll have an opportunity to get this again in the future. And if you are going to not go all the way on this bundle, stopping at day 2 is a pretty reasonable place to stop. Day 1 has no legendary commander sculptures. Day 2 does have legendary commander sculptures. Day 3 does not have any legendary commander sculptures. And day 4 and day 5 do have those coveted legendary commander sculptures, in addition to a Lancelot nauseous emoji, which, like, man, I'm going to tell you something about these Lancelot emojis. I do not want to use any of these Lancelot emojis. I feel like they're just super weird. Like, in this one, he's vomiting, which is just gross. Why do I want to see that? In this one, he's just super creepy with that rose. Like, he's going to ask somebody out on a date who just doesn't want to go on one. Here, he's blowing kisses, and I'm just not amused. And here, I mean, like, what is this? He's just sad. So I don't know about those Lancelot emojis. I wouldn't purchase to get the Lancelot emojis, but maybe I'm the kind of player that cares less about the cosmetics than the functionality, quite frankly. So I'm maybe not the right person to ask. I'm still using my Boudica blowing a kiss because I think that's kind of cool. And also that smirk on Boudica. This one right over here, man, that looks cool. I like it. She's like, I got you. I got you. She's very sneaky. I like the look there. Hopefully you found this video helpful. I personally am going to max purchase the Firefly Haze. I'll probably go buy the monthly limited bundle anyways. And quite frankly, if you want some of the best gem value in the game, the 30-day gem supply is the way to go. You refresh that while you're also looking at this recharge rewards event, and you can spread that over 2 days. That is some really sick value. 10 out of 10 would recommend. I'm going to do that, and this shows up roughly every 60 days, so you only need to hook up 60 days of that 30-day gem supply in order to be totally good until the next time that event shows up. And I will call attention to the fact that, you know, you get slightly better value, I guess, if you were to advance purchase even more for this 30-day gem supply over the course of the 5 days. Because, again, at the top tiers, there are those sweet, sweet legendary commander sculptures. And the way that this 30-day gem supply works is that every time you buy it, you get another 30 days added on top. So if I were to renew this right now, it will go from 18 days remaining to 48 days remaining. It just goes up by another 30 days, and you can keep doing that as much as you want. The only thing I'll caution you is, you know, now we're talking about you're having spent 5 months in advance on gem supplies. But if you're a committed player and you know you're not going anywhere, I guess that's a fine choice. If you enjoyed this video, consider throwing a like on the video and subscribing to the channel for daily Rise of Kingdoms videos. I'm going to put a card up in the top for my beginner playlist, because if you stay to the end of this video, it might be because you wanted to hear me talk about these recharge rewards. This might be a new thing for you. So check out the beginner playlist. Lots of good stuff in there for honestly veterans and new players alike. And until next time, my friends, you have fun smashing the kingdom.